Hopefully someone who deserves it will win it.
Me.
Oh well.
This is going to be the worst thing. Alright, I can go.
I just got the stream up. So. M2K, not bad. That's not about to be fair.
Really? Okay.
It is said I didn't know the policy for
Alright. Just as an aside, anybody who sends a donation longer than 255 characters, we do not receive that. So please try to keep your donations concise.
It still goes in PCF, we just don't get a notification.
That's about twice a tweet.
yeah.
Thank you, Cosmo, for 50.
Thank you very much for everyone who donated for the Super Mario World any percent, because that is what we were getting right now. Dram55. I just did.
Try Hex.
Shout out to everyone who stepped up and donated $10,000 like pretty much instantly. And that's what we're doing right now, the Super Mario World any percent run with Dram.
Oh yeah, that was coming out. I'm dumb. Thank you.
I think we need a round of applause for everyone who's donated so far.
Thank you, Jake.
He needs to read it.
You need to read this.
No, I already showed it.
Dude, it tells you how to
Thank you, Jake Armstead, for the $20 donation.
If you want to know
Bad Luck
glitches,
Cosmo
you
and
gotta
Dan
get
Spikes.
98.
Really enjoying your commentary and insight on the game. Might not be a world record, but you can still empty Mir's wallet. Which he did.
I'm ready to go. 3. Good. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so hopefully I get it. In this run, it's actually a glitched run. Last AGDQ also showcased this glitch. It's called the orb glitch. I'm going to go for it. I'll let it speak for itself. Let's see if I can get it.
So swag! Get him over here.
They're stuck in his hair.
Okay, let's just go get like that. Let's just go They're molting.
Is there a microphone like
More in the back.
there's a chair in front of you?
Wait, there's a chair in front of you.
They can't see it. They can't see it.
Alright, so here's the thing. I'll
Oh, look at that.
As an aside, Dram is about to break the game.
Yeah, I hope.
Yes. Full range, dude.
Can he not see, or can he see farther than any man has ever seen?
I can see everything below this line.
Clearly can see forever.
Right.
Let's go. Back to world records.
Nah, the world record for this is so tight.
R.
Nice. And he died in Scrum.
The worst player ever.
It's in the book. It's cool.
Yeah.
Where do I go next?
Sometimes
The
you
house.
die.
I'm not going to the house.
Oh, yeah.
So doing that glitch saves about 14 seconds over the old route. So the old world record was 10:44, which is a pretty amazing time. Any percent in Super Mario World is, at this point, down to a second. Oh, I missed that. Oh well. Spin, sure.
I told you. You didn't listen.
But
Worst player ever.
so yeah, when this came out and it was 14 seconds, it was pretty crazy. And I think when it first came out, I was the first one to do an RTA with it, and I got a terrible time. But since this glitch saved so much, I had the world record for like a day. and then Yapo-san took it back, and then over the course of about a year, it's been driven down to a way better time than any percent has ever been. So right now, the world record's at 10:26, and it could probably come down to like a 10:25.
Gonna count the G.
That wasn't even.
You had to go for it. Had to go for it.
I had to. So there's a trick right there where you can kick the shell under your own feet and not land in the water. It's extremely difficult. Okay. That's crazy. How much has been donated to?
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not yet. We'll see. Soon
Thanks to
enough.
everyone for donating. This is really nuts.
This is really.
Don't blink here. Don't blink.
All right, everyone,
Yeah.
hold on, hold on.
$2.99.
I was practicing this earlier.
I don't understand it. I like how the donation total updated when you hit the orb.
Yeah. So essentially, what the orb is the orb in Ghost Ship. At the very end of Ghost Ship, where as soon as you touch it, it finishes the level. And wait, hold on. Let's see. There we go. And what I did in Yoshi's Island 1 is I actually ate a clap and chuck. It was hard to see because he was off screen. You could really only see it in like slow motion or if I pause it, which I wasn't gonna do here. Do I have it? No. And then it allows that goal orb to be put in my secondary up on the top, and then hitting select drops it anytime I want. So the most time-saving place to drop it is in Castle 1 for any percent.
That's because, like, if you're not allowed to eat chucks, so when you do manage to eat a chuck, you get weird things in your inventory.
Yeah. It was discovered by not even a tasser, it's just someone who's has very, very strong interest in the game. His name is Nathan is Bored. That's his tag. You can get hit by the red shell right there. I kind of got lucky. Have you ever had that happen?
Sure. Clip. Absolutely. Clip.
Nah, I'm not clipping. So like an example of how tight any percent is now, this strat I'm doing right here where I'm just kind of casually jumping through is outdated by about a second. Not quite. The new strat is to just jump right through the boo rings. And it is consistent, but for a marathon and with nerves and everything, I wasn't going to go for it. Alright.
Oh crap, it's me.
Don't pick it up. Well, now you know how it feels.
Any more TAS strats on that boss?
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
The Tasser who he actually idles and chills in SMW on the IRC. So every time we have questions, we'll ask him. And one thing he told me was that if you leave blocks sitting during that closing animation, it lags the game. Which when I tested it, I never saw it, but whatever. I'm just taking his word for it.
I think the glare is just clapping because everyone else is clapping.
Well, I can't see what's going on, but I can hear it. It sounds bad.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, if you guys can't see, Nogaria has like 80 pairs of glasses on.
Sunglasses, not just regular glasses.
Yeah, sunglasses.
We got him on camera once this over.
Just getting that UV eye protection.
I am so safe from
Too much sunlight out there right now.
He's blocking out all the haters.
What time is it? Day or night?
Yes.
It's dark out. Here, anyway.
Oh.
The goal there was to try to fly across with the key, but I kicked the P-switch too early, so I just kind of flew into it. The other annoying thing about any %, on top of it being extremely difficult to do all the tricks, there's something called fast flying, which we didn't explain in 96 Exit, but it's more significant here. And it's very, very hard to tell. I think now I have fast flying, and you could usually tell by watching things scroll across the screen and validate it by your end time. So right there I got 271. That means I probably had like the middle range of flight. I believe there's 6 values that are static that you can kind of sit in as you fly right. And tapping right as you're flying oscillates you through those values. So the goal is to try to just keep tapping right until you here we go. Keep tapping right until you have the fastest flying, which somehow you just have to see by watching coins fly by your screen. If I get it. That always gets me nervous. Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of people. This is a notorious tough room. Alright.
One.
What would happen if you used an orb on the boss here?
If you use an orb on the boss, it gives you an extra exit for, say, if I entered the front door, it would give me the front door exit, and then it would just put me outside the level. It wouldn't bring me to credits or anything. Okay, and again, this was explained during the 96 exit. That was a couple days ago. I'm keeping the extra Mecha Koopa here to skip to skip a cycle on the second phase and on the third phase. Yeah. So the second phase being bowling balls and the third phase being stomps. Get
Bowser needs it more.
Yeah. So the timing is that you have to hit him in a certain frame window, and I think it's right before he normally drops the second bowling ball, which was right there. So normally he drops 2 bowling balls, but this time he only dropped 1, and now he should just now he's throwing the Mecha Koopas. So I got it. And it's the same kind of deal on the third phase. If I just kick this up as soon as he pops out of his whatever helicopter thing, then he'll only do half the amount of jumps. I don't know the exact numbers.
I think it's 8 normally.
Right there. Alright, time soon. And
Time.
Oh!
Oh!
No.
Just kidding.
Time.
10:37.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for donating for that. That was pretty cool.
Sorry, I blinked and I missed it. Can you do it again?
Can you do the test route?
Oh, also one more thing. If you want to learn how to play this game from a speedrunning point of view, www.smwwiki.com. Just go to it and start clicking around. You'll see everything. And hopefully Minion's server doesn't crash. All right, thanks again.
I think someone needs to guide Naglaria onto camera here.
It's because I read that book.
AD round. SMWwiki.net.